And my father, with his military background, was very influential and correct in telling my brother, well, if you enlist, because you're probably going to get drafted anyway, and this is what a lot of guys faced, but it was like, you're probably going to get drafted, 80-90% chance anyway. So go ahead and enlist, sign up, and see if you can get into officer training and stuff. And so all of a sudden you're kind of in the, the next branch up. And so that's how my brother got involved. And now, mind you, too, right at that time, there was a moral certitude and a purpose behind this. We were fighting another war that we believed in. I know we're going to lead up to when this all changes, which it does. But at this early time, in the early part of the 60s, 1964, 65, 66, right in there, it was like, we still had that sort of John Wayne, well, we're going to go out there and take care of business and do good stuff. And so I know my brother was, had heard all the stories from my dad in World War II, where it's just, boy, they all sound like heroes. They all came home and were proud of what they did and all these accomplishments, and rightfully so. I mean, it was just amazing. It was a non-violent movement, and this is important because Gandhi, Martin Luther King, many of the social leaders at the time. I mentioned John Lennon. That was part of his message too, and he was writing songs like, well, give peace a chance. Well, this is what you were hearing on the radio and in the street. There was another song, it was just great. Come on, people now, shine on your brother, everybody stay together, just love one another right now. That was the Byrds. But you had this music that brought people together under the umbrella of love and nonviolence. Kent State comes along where they actually shot people. Well, people got pissed. And then you had people rioting in the streets, and it went from, because any social movement, even if it wants to be nonviolent, I mean, people get angry, somebody gets shot or the day my brother went off, he was cleaning the room and he'd put all this stuff and getting ready to ship out, and he had left a penny on the dresser, and I went and handed it to him, and I said, here, I said, this is yours, and he goes, why don't you hang on to that? Which I did, and I, as you know, drilled a hole in it and made a necklace out of it, and I rubbed it 50 times a day for the next 3 years. Along with rubbing it for good luck, as I said, but it was actually a prayer. Many people don't realize, there's well, I shouldn't say this really, but obviously it's hard on the soldiers, but it's hard on families back at home. And I was just devastated. So, I mean, for me, I just prayed for my brother every day. I was just like, terrified, as a kid. So, but anyway, I rubbed this penny completely smooth. And I also started a thing at school where kids started bringing nickels and dimes and making necklaces, and I had to go up to the vice principal's office, and he goes, you're going to have to remove that. He goes, because, we just can't have that. And I said, I'm not taking it off. I said, you can kick me out of school, you can do whatever you want. I said, my brother's in Vietnam, I'm rubbing this penny on his thing,